Hey, how's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to go over what I think about the Cowboys season so far. So we're at about the midway point for the season, a little bit past it, so I think now is a pretty good time to evaluate the team. I am a Cowboys fan. I've made a separate video on my history of being a Cowboys fan. And this is from a very realistic standpoint. I am far from one of those delusional Cowboy fans that you'll always find online that thinks this is our year every year. That's not me. So, anyways, I'm going to start with my 3-star ups and then I'm going to do my 3-star downs. My first star up is CD Lamb. He's been unbelievable. He has 74 catches for 1,013 yards and 5 TDs. I think he's on his way to being first team All Pro for the first time this year. And he has such a camaraderie with Dak that we haven't seen in a long time around here. It is fantastic watching what he's doing. Some of it comes against bad competition, sure, but one of those games was against the Eagles. It was one of his best games of his career. So we're really hoping to see him continue that going forward. My second startup is the kicker, Brandon Aubrey. He has been a revelation. Didn't know anything about this guy going into the season. He used to play soccer and does not have any NFL experience before this season, but he has yet to miss a field goal. He's made his first 21 field goals of his career, which is an NFL record. He's been arguably the best kicker in the entire NFL this season. And he's missed 2 extra points. He missed his very first extra point of his career, which is the first kick of his career. So we were all kind of thinking, oh boy, here we go again, because we just had the Brett Maher experience where he missed 5 extra points in one playoff game. That's the last thing we needed around here. But thankfully, he hadn't missed another one until this very last game. But the field goals are more important in my book. So he has been absolutely awesome. And my third startup is the defense. That right now they're fifth in scoring defense, second in passing defense, first in touchdowns scored, fourth in INTs, and tied for second in sacks. There is nothing that they don't do well on the passing side. They have been phenomenal against everyone except for, of course, the Cardinals, which has been a big of indescribable how bad our defense was in that game. It's not like the defense lost the game for us or anything, but none of us were expecting the way that game went. And now I'll move on to my star downs. And my number one star down is the schedule. So far, we've only played 2 teams that currently have a winning record in the NFL, and that's the Eagles and 49ers. We lost both. The Eagles game was very close. I think it easily could have gone either way, but we did lose that one. The 49ers game was not close. We got completely destroyed from beginning to end. Didn't get off the bus in that one. And even though we're 7-3, all 7 of those wins have come against teams with losing records right now. Now, I don't know how many people thought that teams like the Chargers and the Jets even the Giants would have a losing record before the beginning of the season, especially since the Chargers and Giants were in the playoffs last year. But they do. They are clearly, all 3 teams are worse than they were last year. All 3 teams are worse than everybody thought they would be. And so far, we've really only beaten up on bad teams. So it's so hard to determine what this team will look like in the future. The December schedule is absolutely brutal. We've got the Lions, the Seahawks, the Eagles again, the Bills, the Dolphins. What's that going to look like? Those are all teams that are likely to make the playoffs right now, and I think we're going to find out a lot more about what this Cowboys team is all about during those games than we have so far this season. My second star down is Tony Pollard. So we let Zeke go in the offseason. He had definitely slowed down for the last couple of years, and his contract was just deplorable. It was a terrible contract, one of the worst that Jerry Jones has ever given out. And as soon as we could get out from under it, we did. We all loved Tony Pollard the last couple seasons around here. That's something that a lot of fan bases tend to do. They fall in love with that backup running back, that third down running back, because he comes in every once in a while and he looks absolutely explosive. And, the question always is, why doesn't he get more touches? Well, now we're finding out why very quickly here in Dallas. Pollard's been the backup. Now he's the full-time starter. He has the role, And right now he has 147 carries for 590 yards and 3 TDs. So he just scored his third TD this season. He was on quite the TD drought before this last game, and it has been terrible. He just isn't hitting those holes the same that he used to. And we've been playing against some pretty bad run defenses too this season. It's not like the competition's been unbelievable. Yes, the Giants, Eagles, and 49ers are all pretty good against the run, but we've also played against some really bad teams against the run, and you would have expected more from him this season. Unfortunately, he's been a pretty big letdown, so hopefully he turns it around the rest of the season. We'll see. And my third star down is the run defense. Right now, we are 15th in the league against the run, and that doesn't sound that bad, but it's pretty bad. It was a big worry last season. We used our first round pick on Mazzie Smith in the offseason, who was supposed to be a huge run stopping defender. He has not been that. He's barely played. He has not gotten nearly as many snaps as you would think he would get for being a first round pick, especially considering the fact that we're still not that great against the run. As soon as we run into more teams that are more committed to the run, like Detroit, which is coming up on our schedule, I'm scared of what's going to happen there. Are we going to be able to stop the run consistently? I don't know. Arizona ran all over us, and that was a team that did not have Kyler Murray. It was pretty much all their running backs and Josh Dobbs. That's another area that our defense is not great against, is running quarterbacks. When we played the Eagles a couple weeks ago, they clearly did not want to run Jalen Hurts as much as they usually do. They're really toning it down this year on that. So we looked better there than we did last season, but that was, mostly because they just purposely didn't run it with Hurts that much. So we're going to see how that looks in the future, and I will be making another video at the end of the season with my final thoughts as to how this Cowboy season evolved and how it looked. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.